Welcome back from the bio break because it's, life happens. So we were in the middle of a scene and suddenly apparently all the players are nervous for their characters. I don't know why, because I'm wearing my tiefling horns.
Because it's you.
Oh, it's me. I'm the one talking too. Yeah, great. So Gellan just kind of turns around with his big swooshing motion. I know I probably should be swapping back and forth between my ascot and these horns, but it's okay. There. I'm both characters. It's fine. Easy. Don't make that face at me. I have all the chest hair out. I'm sorry. I will cover that up. I'm just delaying. It's great fun. I'm sorry if this is just torture.
He's enjoying watching us squirm.
A little bit.
He's a sociopath, this guy.
Could be
I'm the DM. Obviously, I'm sociopath. It's part of the territory. And Eliana just looks at him going, we have evidence that you have been trading slaves, that you, Gellan, are guilty of conspiracy against the crown. What do you have to say for yourself? And Gellan just kind of looks around, looks at all of you, and throws up his hands going, what is this evidence? And if it is from all of them, why would you believe them over me? You have known me for decades. I have run this town. I have helped this town succeed. If it were not for me, this would all be a backwater coal marsh, and you would be stationed in the warlands to the north. What is this evidence? How did you come about it?
Does the name Foul Frithos mean anything to you?
It means someone who stinks and smells like garbage.
Captain Sigurd Snake Eyes?
Is no one I have ever met.
Contracts say otherwise.
What contracts are you fabricating against me?
Contracts detailing nefarious acts in extreme detail that we could not have fabricated with our knowledge of you.
Prove it.
You must know that magic leaves its mark.
I am nothing if not mundane. I have none of this magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the wizard on the Sea Ghost did, so I'm
So
sure
there was a wizard aboard.
Yes, but you knew that. Who's holding the map? Am I holding the map? Do I have the contract? Did we give that to Eliander?
Tara has it.
Tara has it.
Gonna pull this out here. Oh, look at that! Evidence of guilt.
Anyone could have fabricated this.
That's
What else do you have?
Sure.
You see Eliander kind of put his hand to his hilt. Gellan, don't make this harder than it has to be.
Your council members all know your signature, Gellan. I'm sure they can confirm if it's yours or not.
You have a chance to come clean. You say that you care about Ghost Salt Marsh. Anyways, you have the ability to aid us and give us information about this prince.
All I have ever done is supply this city with goods, trade routes, expand it, fill the streets with festivals. This, what you accuse me of, is balderdash.
What you have done is line your own pockets.
Of course I made money off of this. I would not be a prime water if I had not made money from the trades of the town. It is what we do. It is how we uphold it, and then we give it back.
We are not
Ida,
here to
Ida.
debate the moral of your arguments or actions. We're here to deliver you to the town for them to decide your fate.
Great. I would love to face the town, the people who I have rescued in my exploits, whose pockets
You
are
bought
full of food because of what I have done for this town.
people that you bought.
And he turns to Ida, who has taken 5 or 6 steps back from him. And you can see surprise come across his face as he looks at her and goes, "Surely you do not betray me to these loyalists." And she just kind of shakes her head and leans on a little, folds her hands. And Gellan just goes from one person to the next, looking them in the eye, and he falls on Anders. And Anders just kind of shrivels and hangs his head. And Gellan realizes he's been defeated. And in that moment, Eleander steps forward and pulls out a pair of manacles. We have been council members, maybe even friends for years, Gellan. Don't make a spectacle of this. And in that moment, Gellan takes off his ascot,
Takes it. Just kidding.
drops it on the ground, and steps forwards with his hands out to be arrested. The troops move in and surround him and escort him in moderate privacy to what you could assume is the direction of the watchtower.
Perception check on the ascot. I trust nothing.
Roll it.
Okay. 18.
It is probably some symbol of surrender. In the same way you would wave a white flag.
Just make sure he's not like leaving a teleport mark or something like that.
Yeah. It's a good move. It was a good insight.
Can I accompany the party that is moving? I don't trust it. Where they're going at this point. Am I allowed to leave the scene?
The remaining council members of Manastrad and specifically Manastrad is going to kind of you should stay here. Eleander will be back. We have business to discuss.
What happens if they're ambushed on their way to...
There is none in this town who would ambush Eleander.
I didn't say anyone in this town. Gellan was in league with the Secrets.
As you say these words, it kind of strikes her as somewhere between blasphemy and just shock, because that's about as awful of a thing you can say. And while she saw the contract held up, it didn't register until you said it. And you should go. Return to us with Eleander. And she turns and just kind of smears some of the soot off of her face and starts walking into the council hall.
He had,
Tara's following Eliander.
are all of us, or just Tara?
Well, if Tara's going, Akira's going to follow her.
Oh, you should follow. Then we won't split us. Everyone split us up.
I guess we're all going.
Sorry, I'm just.
We'll be
We're
right
all
back.
going to escort.
I was
Just-
gonna rogue it.
5 minutes. Yeah.
He said when Ida stepped away, he said these loyalists.
Yeah.
Like loyalists to the crown.
Mm-hmm. Who are
Interesting.
who are opposed to the independent operations of Saltmarsh.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, what would be the opposition of the loyalists? The insurrectionists.
I mean, it's kind of like
The
the Tory
traditionalists.
Tradition. Okay.
It's like in revolutionary times with the Tories and the
The
Wow.
Whig.
I'm blanking on the names. Yeah,
The Whig.
people who supported the crown, the ones who didn't support the crown, but Gellan is betraying all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Do we support the crown? Do we not support the crown? I don't know what we support. I don't support anything.
Didn't even know there was a crown.
We're literally like a royal marine. How do you not know?
I think.
Didn't even know
I
there
mean,
was.
Mina and Tara are both chaotic neutral, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is
Lawful.
Atreus?
Lawful neutral.
And you should definitely support the crown.
Okay.
He is lawful to his God,
Yeah.
not any like the
That's-
tenets of his faith are where his law comes from, and it has nothing
Right.
to do with the law of the
He
land.
doesn't necessarily have to have an affinity to the crown, but he should support the fact that they're in charge and their authority.
He could also just as easily go to war against the crown if his God called him to.
Also
That's
that.
fair. That's fair. Well,
Yeah.
Mina and Tara are chaotic, so like anarchy is second nature.
Yep.
Akira is neutral, so it means nothing to him.
Yeah.
Akira does not care unless there's something personal involved.
We're too beautiful to be loyal to anyone.
Oh, ouch.
What?
His
Sorry,
heart
Atreus.
barely beats as it is. You're going to break it like that?
Oh, no.
Oh, you are.
Oops.
Out.
I didn't say that in character. Okay.
The procession is a very quick one. Nobody wants to be seen in the streets. They're not trying to make this a spectacle in any way, but there are plenty of people who do take note. Unlike the guards at the entrance of the Whole Watchtower when you first arrived, that saw you guys and were very excited. Seeing Gellan walking down the streets, surrounded like this with his hands manacled, absolutely no one of the bystanders is saying anything to anyone. And you watch as they all escort him into the Watchtower.
Okay. Cool.
And a minute or two later, Eliander walks back out alone.
Rough, buddy.
I'm sure we don't need to tell you this, but all the same, he is well secured.
He will not be going anywhere. His betrayal. His betrayal is unforgivable. But
Right.
there, I guess, this leaves a hole on the council. There are many things that must be accomplished very quickly.
Do you need us for that?
No. I'm sorry. You said you had rescued slaves and stowaway.
Yeah. Less a stowaway and more captured. He was trying to investigate. And we found a sea elf who was very curious as to why they were taking weapons. It seems that they were
Weapons?
also selling weapons to lizard folk.
Yes, we do need you. This is the utmost priority. Yes, please return to the council manor with us. Everyone else must know of this. Can you bring this stowaway? I'm sorry, I forget his name. Did you mention his name? Her name?
No.
Oceanus.
Oceana. That doesn't sound familiar, but it rings of.
It sounds like the ocean.
It does.
So-
It does.
Would be familiar.
Maybe. Yes, please. Bring this Oceanus to the council meeting. Everything's going to fall apart in one day.
Sorry.
Seems like the theme of the day.
Yeah.
And we're going to be at war by nightfall. And he just starts walking off towards the council manor.
Okay. He's on your ship, Mina?
Believe so.
Okay.
Sure. Totally.
Yes.
We'll go back there and get him.
Hold on. Let's wait for Lisa.
And if we don't have to do much role play, we can just say we went to her ship and headed back to the.
Oh, I got to get my elf ears. There has to be a way to get these on
No.
my headset.
Stop.
Look at that. It can be done.
You're very.
I'm glad you enjoyed
Ian,
it.
are the dogs playing out there or upstairs?
Maddie's playing alone, and Lila's in there, but she might need to go out soon because she drank a bunch of water.
Okie dokie.
Maddie's just having a blast. She's just running.
I can hear and feel her. She's running so furiously that the 13-pound dog is shaking the floor in a different room.
Just going nuts right now.
I love
That's
that.
amazing.
Hi, Maddie.
I feel now like I should not have said about the lizard folk necessarily because we let them go.
No, I think the lizard folk is fine to mention, but we are going to have to disclose most likely that we gave them the weapon.
I would not disclose.
Technically, you didn't say that we saw lizard folk. We just said we
No.
knew they were transporting weapons to the lizard folks.
That is true. We could also lie and say that was the one thing that got away from us.
Somebody said.
Because technically they did get away from us.
Well, and from our insight checks, we believed what they were the reason for their weapons. So more than likely, we're going to have to convince the council that they're not gearing up to attack.
Right.
Based on our own interaction with one of them.
Yeah. I'm not convinced about that necessarily. I'm not convinced that's going to work. But we might be able to say that they got away.
He left the boat.
and leave it at that, because they did get away. Did they get away? Did we give them all of the weapons? That was a lot of weapons.
That was 1,000 gold pieces worth of weapons.
So generous.
Yep.
That was the only thing they cared about. They took the weapons and got away.
And the pseudo dragon.
Because we're
They took Ben's.
really smart, but also fucking idiots.
I'm sorry, Akira's a good person.
Fine.
We're so stupid.
Akira's not going to hand the lizards over to the town. The town's just going to kill them.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Wholeheartedly.
I feel like our group is that TikTok sound was like, thanks for checking. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Literally, we are, though. Shall we do it? Shall we do the correct thing?
Yeah. Let's make poor decisions.
That's what we're doing the whole time. The whole time.
It's fine.
This time with no Scooby-Doo plan included. Like, we just...
Because we shot down the Scooby-Dooing real fast. We're just like, how about no? You're cute, but no.
Using mainly spoons.
I really need you to do it, that one.
You have to do it. What are you waiting for?
She needs to get into man makeup. It's a whole process.
It's a huge process. Although maybe I could do it tomorrow because my hair is dirty, so it looks darker. So that's,
You can do the seated position.
yeah, that's fine. Mainly spoons. Also, the other problem is the pregnancy problem of
You just wear black and nobody will know.
things are very aggressive.
You just wear black and nobody will know.
Everyone knows.
Who know? Who's gonna know?
I don't.
Nobody's gonna know.
Nobody will know. Which,
Nobody's gonna know.
how would they know?
It's right there, all the way up to the neck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nobody will know. We'll work on it.
They know.
They
Just don't.
couldn't possibly know.
Just don't wear the shirt that says hello on
Just
your
wear
neck.
an ascot. It's fine.
No kidding.
Boom. Ascot, baby.
Did you just drop many things or was that a child?
No,
No,
I put
down
the
the
breastplate away.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Cool. So I guess now we've picked up Oceanus. And we're
Oceanus.
going back to deal with the rich bitches.
Because he's just like, lizard people, you have a stowaway? Bring him to the council meeting. And we're like, okay.
Okay. Here we
Everything
go.
he was terrifying.
Right.
And I remind the group to not mention Fowl because I've already promised he's going to go free. So
Too bad we already said his name.
Yeah, Tara.
We didn't mention that he.
We
could
don't-
go
yeah.
away.
Right.
Fine,
yeah, because
right?
we also mentioned the captain too. Yeah.
It's fine.
We are not mentioning the lizard people that we released on purpose.
No.
All we are saying is that they left the boat,
They got away.
got away from us
Uh-huh.
physically.
Basically. And
Just
Oceanus.
avoid talking about the presence of lizard people unless directly asked, and then hope for the best.
Right.
Hoping for so many lists.
Are you giving all of this information to Oceanus as well?
Sure?
No.
No?
How much does Oceanus know about what we did?
Oceanus, we didn't tell him that we let go of the lizard folk.
He
So-
never knew there were lizard folk on the ship.
No, we're okay.
Oceanus say whatever he
We
wants
tell
to
him
say.
nothing.
Yep. All right, cool. Yeah.
All right.
Squared away.
Nice. So the six of you return, and you see everyone has entered the building at this point, and the guards open up the council front doors for you.
Okay.
They're in the
See.
they're right in the. Oh boy.
Where are we?
They're walk
You
in, go through the main hall. They're in the audience chamber.
Upstairs? Ian? Or different?
No,
Same place as last time.
Yeah. Yes, please. Go ahead. Never. And he just looks nervous as all get out. It is not hot enough for him to be sweating as much as he is. But he's there. He's doing his job.
You okay, buddy?
I don't want to die. Yes, I'm fine. We're fine. And he
Kira
perks up
walks-
and puts his like halberd upright. Yes, ma'am.
Akira walks briskly towards the
Can I inside check this sucker?
Sure.
I guess other than what he's obviously already. All right, never mind. That's a 10.
He's definitely scared of whatever's going on is unprecedented, and he's very worried. And
Okay.
yeah, you could probably infer that it has to do with the lizard folk invasion. But
Nobody said anything about an invasion.
Kira marches up to the doors, and he does the Aragorn this time.
they are all
The majestic.
yeah. They're all in the middle of arguing. The four council members, and Gellan's couch was couch or armchair.
Don't remember.
Armchair.
I think it was like a very nice armchair. Is completely empty, and it is noticeable. Not just that one member of the five is missing, but that the room is now 3 versus 1. As you can see, Anders has obviously sided with the other two, leaving Ida by herself on her soft couch. And Ida, sorry, no, she's not in the position to do that. It's going to be Eleander. Please come in and sit. This is going to take a while. Close the doors if you don't mind.
Should have had a drink before this. Okay.
Please help yourself.
Yeah.
There's a small cart off to the side with silver goblets and a couple different options for wine and other types of booze.
Fantastic.
What is the strongest thing they have?
Whiskey.
There is a rum that looks and smells like paint thinner.
Great. That is what a trace is going for.
There you go.
Me and clink. Right.
Nice.
Gonna find a seat next.
Akira pours a glass of wine.
Nice. Ida downs her entire glass of wine, and you can see that Manistrad has 2 mugs of something that are already finished.
I might just take the entire decanter of the rum thing.
Yeah. Save some. You know what? It's fine.
It's ours now.
But
So before we begin, I need you all to tell us everything about the sea ghost.
Well, we captured it.
your typical ship, they had a They had a wizard, a captain, a mate, first mate,
Bosun.
bosun, several bandits. Most of these were casualties in our takeover of the ship. Down in the hold, they had
I'm not talking about people.
what?
Stay on the lizard folk, okay?
Think about the lizard folk.
We had agreed not to talk about the lizard folk.
Right.
You were there. Don't worry.
Transporting many slaves, transport of weapons.
They did have a mercenary with them.
They did. A hired guard. Who I don't think we ever actually got the name of. We just were kind of calling him Chainmail.
Yes. But he did not seem associated with the crew, just hired for this trip.
Although he did say he had nothing to do with Saltmarsh. So he could have been from anywhere. Not particularly helpful information. Sorry.
Could he have been the one who put the prince's symbol on the contract?
That is certainly a possibility.
We could find out.
You have him in custody.
We do.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Side note, Akira's not afraid to give away this guy. He has
Oh, okay.
no care about this guy.
Yes, we do have.
Chainmail wasn't helpful, so.
Okay. You see Eleander just like his eyes start giving away how how quickly his brain is thinking. And he goes, so where the sea ghost is offshore, we know this. Where you have the captive, you have saved Oceanus. Where are the weapons?
They went overboard during the fight.
That's technically true. There were. Listen, that is not a convincing story because they could go and look for the weapons and they're not there. When we had arrived aboard the ship, there were 3 lizard folk aboard the ship as well. They got away from us with their weapons that they were allegedly transporting or paying to transport.
That is what had happened.
Perhaps you should enlighten us to current events and what you fear this means.
The lizard folk are barbarians, warlike people. They have eaten any of our soldiers who have dared to go into their territory of the Hool Marshes.
It's a little reductionistic, don't you think?
Yes, I do think it is a very simplified version of whatever is going on. They make sacrifices of people to their gods. They drink the blood of these sacrifices. This is fact. So I'm sorry if I don't feel like going into the details of their culture with you. And he starts continuing on in Draconic. They worship this god. He requires their blood sacrifices. He is fair but cruel. He requires them.
Did you say Eleander starts going on in Draconic?
Yes, Eleander is known as a linguist.
That's kind of rude. Nobody else can understand, so I care.
He just wants you all to understand that he's not spouting this as someone who is ignorant. Their queen is one who is vicious and a protector, but there is the traditional shaman, and this is what we are up against: is these shaman hold to the old ways and refuse to negotiate on territory and boundaries. They only live to serve and slaughter for their god. So yes, and he switches back to common. Yes, they are barbaric. And it is simple as that. They are a threat to our town, and they have murdered our people in the past. Giving them arms puts Saltmarsh at risk.
Why would Gellan
Akir says in Draconic, everyone in this town is barbaric to those from where I come from. Perspective means more than you think.
Dropping cool lines in language we don't understand.
He's gonna,
We're just like, I assume that was really awesome.
yeah.
Could I do a persuasion
He will
check?
note that. He does. You don't even need to.
Right.
He notes your wisdom. He doesn't necessarily consider you an equal yet, but he does indeed appreciate that you
In fact,
understood
I
all
speak
of
the language.
yeah, and that all of that was not for nothing, and yeah. Then this is your task. And he looks at the other council members. If my council members vote alongside me, at a minimum, you must go and seek out this colony. At best, recover the weapons you have bestowed upon our enemies. And at this point, I'm just gonna pretend these sit in my head. Our good friend Oceanus kind of pipes up for a moment. I'm sorry, this is too awkward. I'm just gonna leave it be. Do you want me to put on the headband? I have the headband. I'll do it.
Oh, that's okay, baby. You're doing great.
Okay. Oceanus pipes up and says, there is a war that you are unaware of. And it is not with Saltmarsh. The lizard folk.
He's speaking Teleander, right?
Yeah. Well, he's speaking to everyone. And everyone seems to he waits for a moment to see if he gets permission, and Ida and Eliander both kind of give him permission, just kind of showing that struggle again of who's in charge here. And he continues, beneath the waves there are many factions, many peoples. The lizard folk arm themselves in defense, not as an act of aggression. And though it seems to be an affront to my people that they have not invited us or even asked for our aid, it may be a bit hasty to assume that they are coming for Saltmarsh. Manistrad pipes up. Then what do we do?
Have you ever tried negotiating?
They all kind of look at each other, just shaking their heads. You want to be our emissary?
Kira looks back at the group, kind of shrugs a little bit.
Me, you could do that.
I'd prefer myself over one of you.
They all shake their heads in agreement that none of them want to go. Ida pipes up with her flowered hat. Very well. Sorry, she has old lady voice. Very well. You will receive your payment for the sea ghost, and we will. How do you want to say? How should I say this? Not sponsor you. We will offer this opportunity for all of you to go into the Hool Marshes and, on the behalf of the Council of Saltmarsh, meet with the lizard folk.
How generous.
And if you can prevent war, then all the better. If you can bring us back allies, then your fame in Saltmarsh will grow, and perhaps you will have earned a seat on this council.
Lucky for you, we were already headed in that direction.
We shall do this, not for you, but for the people here and the people there. That the truth comes out and not the leaders fight.
I have no qualms with it. I have long passed my years in warfare. You can see Eleander kind of like itching his sword hand a little bit, but he knows that he is best served. Well, he even just speaks up. I agree to these terms and know that I will be preparing for war if it comes. Should you fail, Saltmarsh will be defended.
Good.
Very well. For the time being, I suggest you keep any attempts of people entering the Hool Marshes to a minimum at best.
This I will do. And you kind of see Eleander again taking your counsel under advisement.
Yeah, look at Kier.
Here's going for the emissary role.
Perfect.
Atreus is like anyone but me. Thanks.
Please pick anyone but me ever. Pick me.
Does anyone watch Shark Tale? Like, and I'll be your financial advisor. I'm not a real financial advisor.
Is there anything else?
Do you, Ida just goes, do you even know where to go?
Hmm.
I look to Oceanus.
Yeah,
Do you
Yes.
have an idea of
You have a
where
map.
we can find?
we've got a map. We're good.
Yes, we
Tara
do.
got a map.
We're smarter than we look.
Dora the Explorer, the shit.
Yeah.
And Oceanus just
Pack.
goes,
Sarah has the map.
I have. I'm sorry. I have been there in the
Wow.
past
That is awesome.
before the lizard folk moved into the caverns on the sea. Before it was ruled by the sea princes as their territory.
Leander, would you have interest in interrogating our mercenary who may have come from the Sea Princes?
A very broad smile comes across his face, and he is indeed. I would.
Akira's main goal now is just to see how much he can get Eleander to love him.
Like besties over there. I'm feeling a little out. I thought we were besties.
Akira's likable just in a very different way than Mina. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Akira's likable, Mina's lovable.
That's true.
In the night.
And then there's Tara and Atreus.
Mina loves them all.
Atreus has the RBF and Tara's a tease.
I love them.
They're great. They work together great. So, wait, did Oceanus say he knew where they were?
Yeah.
He'd been before?
Yep.
I wouldn't ask
That
you to
mixed
come.
with the maps, I feel like we're good.
I would like to come, if you would permit me. I may not be in fighting shape after these days of everything, but if there's a chance that I can broker peace or help between my people and the lizard folk against a common enemy, then I would be willing to accompany you all.
Three
Sorry.
strands are stronger than two.
Yeah, sure. Let's take him.
Okay, if you insist.
I would
I
like
figure we're gonna go mostly by sea, so like we can just keep them on the boat and then bring them in when it's safe.
Is it by sea to get to the marshes?
2 if by land.
They're on sea caves.
you can go by land. It's easier by sea, but as Oceanus hinted, the sea that is north of this area is ruled by the sea princes.
Right. Oh, right. And I knew that too. So, yeah, we want to probably go by land. That's not something you can horseback ride to the marshes, can you?
It's days. You can definitely take horses, but
Yeah. Okay.
you can take a boat and just stick to the shoreline and hope you don't come across trouble.
Figure we can also try and talk to Chainmail quick again, just to double check his allegiances and if he knows any tricks to avoid the princes.
I would think we'd want to avoid the princes as much as possible. And so, wait, how many days would it take to get into the marshes if we went by foot versus how long would we went by sea?
2 by sea
Okay.
at max. So
Hey,
you're pretty sure that at this point in time, if this lizard folk were rowing and they caught a good wind, they'd be about halfway there. And by the time you all get underway, they should be home, even
Okay.
in that small rowboat. It would be 5 days of horse travel,
Okay.
just because the road through the outer reaches of the marshes is much more challenging.
I feel like it would
We
take
have the Sea Ghost. It might be a ship they expect.
or attack. Like, I don't know.
Because the Sea Ghost is one they expected to go to that place.
Yeah. Question for side quest boy. Where might my quarry be?
You don't know.
Don't know. I just know I'm being sent into the marshes.
Into the marshes. We go.
God said, go wander in the wilderness for 40 years, didn't he? That's literally what he said to me.
Or go find people who live in the marshes who might tell you where to find what you're looking for.
Cool. Cool,
The
cool.
lizard folk.
They should know.
Okay.
Handy.
Hence why it has not been labeled as either a side or a main quest.
Look at that. Oh, yay.
Because
Ooh.
it could become part of the main quest to convince them.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you ideas.
Almost like this was planned.
How many would we need to crew the Sea Ghost?
You need at least 10,
Yeah, that's the thing.
and you have 5.
Akira would not
Granted.
know this, so he can't ask this question.
Tara has a whole crew.
Like,
She would
Tara's
just
got
have to keep the. They would just have to abandon the galley and leave that in port.
parked
That's true.
and Mina cannot ask her crew because she's about to peace out on them. So
Yeah.
they're not helping her.
No.
Okie dokie.
Anything else we should know before we head north about the sea princes or the lizards?
We. How do I say this? Ida pipes up. We hope the best for your encounter, and we
What?
will be preparing for the worst.
What? No more credits to offer this time?
Oh, that's right. She takes out a pouch of 300 gold. This is your payment for Return of the Sea Ghost.
Thanks.
Great. Thank you. 300 divided by 4. I guess we should get
75.
75 each.
nice.
We gotta figure out that money's.
We also
Oh,
got
yeah.
a ton from.
As the
from
council,
sea
there's
ghosts.
a bank that we can
Is there a gold
change
bar?
our gold bars into. Actually, no, I don't want to ask the council that. They're going to take it. They're going to be like, oh, this is ours.
I mean, this bag of gold, like, we might want to, invest a little. Just
I would love for you to come to my bank.
throw you on the bank.
Of course you was.
Okay.
Whatever you find. A fair exchange, of course.
Uh-huh. All right. I mean, we can't just carry around gold bars. We can't buy anything with gold bars.
You definitely. They're legal gold bars. You can.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to give it a try.
No one's going to make change for gold bars. How's that? So
That's the
whatever
thing.
you're buying, it needs to be in increments of 50 or
Yeah.
close to.
That's fine. Alrighty.
As much as possible before taking it to the bank.
Yeah. Ugh.
So you will be flying the flag of Saltmarsh upon your borrowed vessel of the Sea Ghost, then, correct?
No, actually incorrect. We will be flying no flag because flying a flag specifically tied to any allegiance would make us a target.
Target.
And you wouldn't want your saviors to die before we get to the lizard folk, would you?
No, I have invested too much gold in this operation.
Thanks.
Very well. As head of the council, I authorize this emissary to use the vessel of the Sea Ghost.
Sounds good.
Authorize
Yes.
Head
a
of the
vessel
camp.
that we control.
Oh, it's not yours. You were hired by us to recover it. The Sea Ghost.
As I recall,
belongs
it
to the
was
salt marsh.
sink.
Did ask us to sink it. Oh, I
That
didn't
was
do it.
that was Gellan's preference, for obvious reason.
Mhm. It's really quite surprising to me that you had no idea at all that your good friend Gellan was trading in slaves and working with sea princes, arming lizard folk. Truly, don't you hate it when people betray you like that?
Indeed.
Can I insight check her?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
My toe.
Bring it on.
15 plus 8 is math. 24.
She is exceptionally
23? 23? I don't know. It's math. I'm not good at math.
I'm gonna
23.
Google.
It's 23.
It's plenty.
She is doing her absolute best to maintain her composure and performing for this group, but she is absolutely distraught over this whole thing. She definitely did not know that. Yeah, but she is the head council member. She is the leader of this town.
Feels a little bad about antagonizing her then, but not that bad. Just a little.
She should have known.
Yeah.
And she trusted Gellan and got bit in the butt.
It's not the worst.
If you intend to take the boat that we captured, perhaps we should talk about a price for this emissary mission.
It's you have use of our boat. If you can come back with a guarantee of no harm from the lizard folk to Saltmarsh, that would be 500 gold worth of protection from the town. I think everyone would find that agreeable. If you can broker an exchange or an alliance, I think 1,000 would be a fair price. Considering you've already earned quite a bit of the town's generosity.
Right. Sounds fair.
Very well. What proof of no harm would you look for?
Hmm.
Maybe that's not a good question for her because she thinks they're barbarians.
They all think they're barbarians. So, do you want to change their customs? Swearing allegiance to your god? What are we looking for here?
Those things ain't gonna happen.
You see Manistrad just kind of go over and rip a piece of parchment up. Right here. Let them draw their lizard face or whatever it is they sign. We will not attack Saltmarsh.
Great.
Very well.
In her most unglorious way here, she also is extending a solid understanding of the challenge of being the wrong culture in Saltmarsh.
Okay. So I guess we have to go get a ship ready.
Best of luck.
Let's be on our way.
Eleander's going to walk you all out because he's getting to work. I want everyone.
Mid-morning.
I'd like everyone to make me a perception check.
What's my perception?
17.
25.
17 plus 5. 22. 22.
Y'all are way too good at perception.
We see everything.
Considering all the low rolls we did before this, I feel good about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Akir and Atreus are the only ones who notice this quick moment as the door closes behind you, where Anders sits down in Gellan's armchair.
Sneaky boy.
Reyes is just going to look at Akir and that kind of, you saw that?
I did.
Probably have to keep an eye on him. Emissary.
Hunger for power can do strange things to a man.
All right. 10:30 on a Friday night.
Half of us are
Okay.
sick.
Half of you are sick. I feel very good about this session. I don't know about you all.
It turned out exactly as I hoped it would,
Oh,
which is good because it could have. There were a lot of ways it could have gone really badly.
Yep.
I was there for a second.
Can I go buy me a trident?
Akir had many plans in his head, but one of them involved in the courtyard, just like flying up and fireballing the entire town guard. So like that was a possibility, depending on how things played out.
He was about to like start initiative right there and then. Kaboom.
Like, if this doesn't go well, we're just going in full.
Nice. I love it. All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Rolls of Redemption.
That was fine.